Yo, everybody. I'm finally going to do this because I am tired of stopping myself. And you know what? It's time. It's time. The time is here. And you know what? I was going to wait until I had like the most perfect setup. But as you can see, I don't even have a microphone holder. I don't know where it's at. Can't find it. Let's get started. Hey guys, my name is Viola. You also may know me as Elena. My channel is hella new. In fact, this is my first ever serious video. My channel is going to be focused around many different aspects of health and wellness, including emotional, physical, relationships, nutrition, psychology, and much, much more that contributes to what makes a person holistically healthy. So if you enjoy that, and also if you enjoy what you watch, please give this video a like, and if it's not too soon, please subscribe. With that being said, let's jump right in. What comes up for you when I say the words mental health? Before I did research for this video, when I heard of mental health, I immediately thought of the negative aspects of the spectrum, like someone who has depression or anxiety, or even someone who drinks excessively. Those are the people who suffer from negative mental health. After I did my research, though, I realized that those are just some symptoms of a negative mental state. For example, if someone were to want to heal their depression or anxiety, focusing on the depression or anxiety itself isn't going to solve the problem. Anxiety or depression is not the root of the problem, and the root starts with the thoughts and feelings that a person has. I was surprised to learn how many people actually struggle with mental health, that it's not just those people with an already diagnosed mental illness, not even those who suffer from depression or anxiety, but it's most like society in general. It's like most of us. All around us, it's everywhere. Negative mental health creates barriers that stop us from becoming our best selves, just in general. Looking at the whole picture of health and wellness, building a self-efficacy for any goal requires a healthy outlook on life. So everyone is unique and has experienced different degrees of trauma in their life. So it may be more challenging for some to heal parts of themselves, but it's not impossible. In fact, the word impossible means I'm possible. Yeah. I just had to throw that in there real quick. So social media even toots mental health, but I've noticed that the focus is on the negative mental health spectrum and less on the positive mental health spectrum. But I guess that just depends on your algorithm, right? Like, what the heck is positive mental health anyway? Luckily, we will be going over that in this video. In this video, I will be going over what mental health is and the symptoms of both a healthy mental state and an unhealthy one. And also if you're in a bad place mentally, if it can be healed or reversed. I would like to say, if you or someone you know shows any symptoms of mental illness or negative mental health, that you're not alone and there is help out there. Don't be afraid to reach out. I will leave a link of resources down in the description below that are little to no cost to you or to anyone else. So what is mental health? According to mentalhealth.gov, mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. Mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. Mental health to me is tricky because sometimes your thoughts can create either a negative or positive mental state. But then having a positive or negative mental state can create thoughts that resonate with either. I guess it's a cycle. As you can see, your mental health literally has power how you see and act in the world. As we are all humans and are living our very unique lives, we all have experienced different life events that have over time changed our brain. How we process our own emotions, how we treat ourselves and others, how we determine our life path from here on out has everything to do with your current mental state. Even through challenging or difficult times, whether you have negative or positive outlooks makes all the difference. So we see a lot of mental health awareness all over social media. It's not because it's a trend, it's because it's so damn important. And society is just now being aware of how important mental health is. When mental health is neglected, it can ultimately manifest into mental illness such as depression and chronic anxiety. According to NAMI.org, 21% of U.S. adults experienced mental illness in 2020. That's 52.9 million people. 16.5% of U.S. youth aged 6 to 17 experienced a mental health disorder in 2016. You can pause the video if you'd like to view all the statistics listed. These are just the reported statistics, but in my opinion, there's a lot more people out there who suffer from mental illness and even more people who suffer from negative mental health. So all this talk about mental health, let's get into the real meat and potatoes. What are the symptoms of mental health problems? According to mentalhealth.org, experiencing one or more of the following feelings or behaviors can be an early sign of a problem. Eating or sleeping too much or too little, pulling away from people and usual activities, having low or no energy, feeling numb or like nothing matters, having unexplained aches and pains, feeling helpless or hopeless, smoking, drinking, or using drugs more than usual, feeling unusually confused, forgetful, on edge, angry, upset, worried, or scared, yelling or fighting with family and friends, experiencing severe mood swings that cause problems in relationships, having persistent thoughts and memories you can't get out of your head, hearing voices or believing things that aren't true, thinking of harming yourself or others, and inability to perform daily tasks like taking care of your kids or going to work or school. So what you mean to tell me is that those symptoms are not normal? Well, that's crazy because most of those things are normalized by this society that we live in. It's so normalized that people who have these symptoms, it's considered normal to others, which brings me back to, yeah, it's normalized. They are so normal that as I look back, if someone I knew that had one or a few of these symptoms, I never had thought to myself, oh, this person needs help. Shit, for that matter, I didn't even look at some of the symptoms in myself as a sign of help. This is definitely a surprise to me. I guarantee that there is at least one person in your life that suffers from one or a few more of those symptoms. And when they are left untreated, they can definitely manifest into a mental illness. Bro, did you know that there are so many things in this society that contribute to people's sadness and negativity? People spend hella time on social media where you're constantly comparing your life and those who show just a filtered part of their life. And then there's media in general, such as the news spreading fear, and movies telling you how you should act and look or treat others. And then most of our society is so disconnected from other people and from nature. Even the music you listen to has a scientific role on how you think, but that's a whole nother video. So now let's look at what a healthy mental state looks like. According to mentalhealth.org, positive mental health helps people to realize their full potential, cope with the stresses of life, work productively, make meaningful contributions to their communities. Ways to maintain positive mental health include getting professional help when you need it and if you need it, connecting with others, staying positive, getting physically active, helping others, getting enough sleep, and developing coping skills. Going back to what I previously stated, having a positive mental health builds self-efficacy when it comes to creating the life that one wants to live in. Unless that person wants to live a negative life, I mean, everyone has a different role on this planet. Many of us have hopes and dreams that require us to step out of what we're comfortable with. The thoughts and feelings that we have about ourselves will determine if we are successful at reaching these goals. That is why we must focus on our mental health before or even alongside our bigger goals. For example, a lot of celebrities and musicians have suffered with mental health and that has caused them to abuse substances, and in some unfortunate events, that abuse led to overdosing. Their fame put even more of a weight on them, and without the right coping skills, it ended their life. So, what if you fall in the unhealthy mental state side of the spectrum? The good news is that if you do, just like everything else in nature, it is possible to heal and reverse the negative thinking and feelings, therefore healing your outlook on life. Keep in mind that everyone's journey is unique to them, so healing may look different for everybody. The thing that matters is the intention of wanting to heal. The best thing to do is to start snipping away at those dead branches weighing you down as quickly as possible. Notice the keyword start, because every person's healing journey is different, and what would take one person months may take another person days to weeks. The reason why it's best to start as soon as you can is because the longer you ignore it and even are unaware of it, the harder it is to start peeling back those layers that you need to heal. And honestly, you might as well start right now, because your future self will thank you. Here are some ideas where to start. Keeping a gratitude journal. Journaling at least 5 things you're grateful for a day before bed or right when you wake up is a great way to exercise gratitude. I like to think of gratitude as a muscle. The more you practice gratitude, the stronger it becomes, and studies show that people who practice gratitude daily are generally more happy. Go figure. Meditation. Meditation isn't as hard as everyone thinks. In fact, there are many different ways to meditate. You can find a way that works for you. There was a study done at UCLA that shows that meditation practice can actually help rewire the brain. Connecting with others. This one's a big one, and when I say connecting, I don't mean just through social media. As humans, we are social animals. We need others in our life to help us when times get tough. We all need support in some way or another, and we can find that through strong relationships with others. Relaxation techniques such as breathing techniques, EFT or tapping, guided imagery, hypnosis, and progressive relaxation. All these techniques can help release tension from the body, creating a feeling of ease and contentment. Developing coping skills. Developing coping skills on how to healthily cope with stress and many other emotions allow us to process the situation or emotions on hand. When we choose to ignore a problem or situation, it can have adverse effects on our mental health. There are so many more ways to heal our mental state. I will leave a link in the description for your further research if you want to look into that. If you feel that none of these practices are enough to help and you recognize that there is deeper work to be done, get in touch with a therapist for treatment. There is hope. Thank you for watching. For more content like this, just hit subscribe. I'm excited to finally be making some serious videos. Thank you.